talking to you, man, and especially because you're my first artist for 2023 spring. We are now finally into coming into the warm weather, even though for me in Toronto, I look outside and I'm seeing rain and I'm seeing dirty snow and you know, all the stuff that you got to be patient and wait. How you holding up, man?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing very well. It's been a while since I've seen you, so it's nice to see you again. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, my friend. You've been busy, man. I was looking over your Instagram. You've been ice fishing. You've been doing the circuit. You've been doing sort of, smaller shows, bigger shows. You've been doing a lot of stuff, man. Mentally, where are you at right now for 2023? Because especially the last couple of years, man, with COVID and all the crazy stuff we're seeing and what we're still seeing in the States too, and up here in Canada, like there's a lot of stuff, man, that can literally make you want to never get out of bed.
Well, I have lots of good reasons to get out of bed outside of music, and one of that being my dog because he likes to get up super early every morning. I just recently moved out of the city, so I'm living now in Georgina, just north of Toronto, and got myself a puppy, and been just doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff, working on some new music, songwriting, recording some new demos and stuff, and getting ready to get back on the road this year. So um, lots of good reasons to get out of bed for me this lately.
I love it, man. When you look at your career, I mean, you've had so many great experiences, so many great nominations, wins, things like that. What do you think has been the progression for you from when you first decided to be in this business to where you're at now? Because you're one of the leaders, man. It's, before you were one of those guys that, when we would have a conversation, who'd you look up to? It's, I looked up to this, I looked up to that. Now there are people who are slowly starting to say, who do I look up to? I look up to you, my friend.
That's crazy. It's a crazy thought, and it's something I'm super grateful for. Going back to when we first met down at Dundas Square in Toronto, and you pulled me up on stage and you said, who knows, this guy could be the next Boots and Hearts winner, and it just turned out that way that I ended up winning that contest, and that opened a lot of thank you, man. That opened a lot of doors for me, and it got me into a lot of rooms with a lot of people to learn a lot about the business. And I truly mean it when I say I'm incredibly humbled that I got that experience. And I think for me, what I've learned over the last few years, and I sincerely mean this, regardless of what is ahead of me, I'm very grateful for all the things that I got to experience up to this point. And right now, my biggest focus is just to continue to try to make great music for my fans, so I can continue to make more music and not have to go back to selling furnaces. So that's the truth.
Amen to that, man. We're going to talk about this new single in just a moment, but I want to ask you something. You talked about, wanting to do different things and your music and stuff like that. Is experimenting also important for you? Because when I say that, I feel like this new single, there's some experimental factors in this.
Well, just to give you the honest truth of it is, I was signed to a deal with Warner Music Canada, and I had a lot of people telling me what they think my music should sound like, and influencing my decisions. And I think as an artist, when you're with a major label, you're kind of nervous to speak up, and tell them how you really feel, because you're afraid of judgment, or you're afraid of them just not vibing with your energy. And I'm back on the independent block, and I'm really proud of that. It was something that I asked for. I know there was a lot of rumors and talk about whether or not I was dropped and all this, and I wasn't. I simply asked if I could leave, and I'm it's not a matter of pride or ego. It's just, I'm trying to make the best music I can, and the best music I can make is what's going to be authentically 100% me. And I feel like this new single and a lot of the new songs that are coming down the pipeline. Don't get me wrong, I'm proud of my older stuff, but I'm really excited to shine light on this new this new music. And I'm really excited that you actually asked me that question, because that tells me that people are noticing, with the first few listens before the song gets released, that there's something different about it. And it's 100% me. And I'm really excited that working with Dan Swimmer and Wes Mack, they really helped pull that out. And I'm also working on some new stuff with my other producer Jeff Dalziel, that I think you know I think it's gonna be exciting to see what people think, for sure.
Well, let's get to the new single because, as Donnie and Marie used to say, I'm a little bit country, but I'm a little bit rock and roll, and that's what I'm feeling of with this one, man. What's the new single called, and what is it about, and how does it represent your career right now?
So the new single is called "Bleed Country," and I wrote this last year over a Zoom call with Dan Swimmer out in BC, and Wes Mack, another country artist from Canada who I admire and is just such a great human being. We got on the call, and I started the call with telling them, thank you for taking the right with me. I didn't know either of them personally at the time, but I was a big fan of some of the work that they had done with previous artists, and so I really wanted to work with them. And I just took a shot and messaged them, and they accepted. And they asked me, what do I want to write about? And I said, well, I want to put together a song that really just brings together, why we do all the things that we do. And in the country community, um, there's a lot of, you always hear people making fun of, what do you get when you sing your country song backwards, or it's always about fishing or drinking beer or trucks. And yeah, there's a lot of truth to that, because that's a big part of the community. That's a big part of what a lot of country folks do on a day-to-day basis. And so in the second verse of the song, there's this line where it's like, now why we're singing about dirt roads and trucks and fishing. And so in other words, it's like, just let it go. It's like, this is what we love to do. Don't judge us based on what we find peace in and fun in. And the song is really just bringing people together, that we all bleed country. It's a part of who we are. It's a part of the community. And we wanted to write like an anthem style song. Whether you're a country fan or a rock and roll fan, or I'm a huge Lenny Kravitz fan. He is a massive influence on my songwriting, and never got to shine too much of that in the past. So, I feel like you can definitely feel that in this song. But it's just an uplifting thing. And for me, I think that's what's so important about music, is sometimes we wake up and we feel down or depressed or in a different headspace, and we put on that song that just lifts us up and really helps us get on with our day. And I feel like that song, I hope that song will be able to do that, for the people out there that are going to check it out. So that's in a nutshell what Bleed Country is about.
Here's the thing for me though, when I heard it, all I thought was Nickelback is pissed that they didn't write this song, because I felt like it was sort of like that kind of, power song. And two, again, thinking Nickelback and their stage performance, I can see this song having explosions and fire blowing up. Was this also in the back of your head too, sort of like a stadium song? Because man, the performance that you could do with this song on stage and all the pyros and stuff that you can bring out it, like I said, man, power with this.
Thank you. I wasn't thinking about so much what it would look like live. I think that's what's so funny, is that we wrote this crazy, energetic, fun song over a Zoom call. I'm very much about energy and feeling people's energy and being in the room. And so creating the song over a Zoom call, and then months later going into a studio in Toronto to do a ghost vocal. We didn't have all the bells and whistles on the tune. The beat of the song was really simple. I wish I could show it to you, because you'd laugh at it. And but I went into the studio and I just kind of closed my eyes and I gave the performance. And then when we sent that over to Dan to have a listen to it, the magic that he created with the music and all the little nuances and cool little effects and things, the song just came together. And then I think once we got to sit down and listen to it, we started to think then, like, wow, this could be a really cool live song. You know,
Oh
this could
yeah.
be an opener or a closer for a show.
Yeah.
And you know, and I hope one day I get to a point in my career where we can shoot off some fireworks, but we're not there yet. So we'll we'll see what happens.
It's coming. It's coming. Also, is that with a great singer like this, is an album or EP coming behind this soon enough?
You know, everyone keeps telling me, you know, nobody's doing albums anymore because it's just so expensive to record songs and put them out if they don't become singles. You know, but I really don't care what the norm is. I want to make music and put it out. So I'm going to definitely be, I already have enough new songs right now to drop an album, but we're trying to figure out what songs and where they go and all that kind of stuff. But there's a lot of new songs to be released. And I think that's what also is so cool is like, you know, being independent and having this say of, yeah, I'm just going to put it out and let's see what happens. I think that's fun. So we'll see how Bleed Country does. And, you know, if the fans want to hear some more stuff, we definitely have stuff ready to go.
That means we're demanding you to be on the road. You kind of mentioned it earlier. So what's going to happen now, man? Are we looking at end of spring, early summer? What are we looking at? Any chance to be back at your home grounds of Boots and Hearts?
Not, I definitely won't be at Boots and Hearts this year. I've played the last 3 years in a row, which I'm very grateful for. So I think Boots and Hearts needs a break. But you know, I'm always excited to go there and support my other friends and other artists that are going to be playing those shows because it's just one of the greatest festivals in this country for sure, hands down. But I have a show this coming April at the Rec Room in Toronto. It's an acoustic show with Dave Woods that I'm going to be a part of. There's going to be a announcement coming up soon about I'm going to be doing an acoustic show of all of my new stuff at the Moonshine in Oakville. It's going to be a small type, you know, intimate, interactive kind of event, which I'm really excited about. And I just found out a bunch of shows and stuff coming up in the summertime. I'm going to be headlining my first festival in August. I can't announce where it is just yet, but it is in Ontario, and I was absolutely blown away that I got asked to headline it. And yeah, right now, very quietly, I haven't talked too much about it, but I'm working on an acoustic tour across Canada to go to every single province this year to do smaller shows, smaller venues. Because personally, that's what I prefer. I really like being able to talk to people, hear their stories, share my story, and you don't always get that opportunity when you're playing the bigger festivals. So this year, I want to focus on that, and then hopefully by next year, we'll be back to doing the big summer bangers, the big summer festivals again.
I love it. Any chance we'll see you at the CCMAs? Because as we speak, coming up soon, they haven't announced yet who the nominees are, but still, just wonder if you're going to be there. Because correct me if I'm wrong, Hamilton, I do believe it's going to be at.
Yeah, I always try to attend the CCMAs and the CMAOs every single year. I haven't missed yet since 2017. So regardless of being nominated or playing or not, I always try to be there because I think it's a great opportunity to network and meet people. And it's a great opportunity to just see what's going on in Canadian country music because there is unbelievable talent out there right now. And I know it's really frustrating for some artists that feel like, you know, they're not getting their break, they're not getting their chance. And, you know, you see other people that just all of a sudden explode out of nowhere. And it seems that way, but everybody is working their ass off trying to carve a path here, man. And you just have to be patient. And I think what I've learned, you know, because it's funny. Andrew Hyatt won Rising Star last year, and he said, you know, he's been rising so long, he's got to see a doctor. And and it's funny because him and I had a chance to hang out and chat, and I told him, man, I said, you know, everyone on the surface thinks it's overnight, but a lot of us are like 10, 15 years in this. And you really, as cliche as it sounds, you truly have to fall in love with the process for your own personal mental health and well-being. You got to fall in love with the process and stop feeling like things are owed to you, you know, because they're not. And perfect example, you know, winning Boots and Hearts doesn't mean that, you know, you've made it. It's just it's a milestone. It's a cool experience, but you still have to pick up the pen and paper and guitar and write songs and you know, do the thing. So yeah, I'm really excited for what's coming up, and I'm excited to share these new songs and try and find out how I can get fireworks in my show.
I want to be there when it happens, brother. Look, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much. I'm crossing fingers, man. If you are going to be at the CCMAs, I'm definitely going to be heading down there to do red carpet and back press interviews and whatever else. So hopefully we can run into each other over there. The rec room, I'm going to do what I can to see if I can make it down there for that too. I'd love to be down there because I saw the lineup. There's a lot of great artists who are going to be there. So either way, man, so happy for you. And trust me, you ain't gonna worry about going back to that 9 to 5 job, man. That's over
I,
with.
I appreciate you, man. And as always, thank you for your continued support. I really do appreciate it. So thanks for having me.
Big love, brother.